I never imagined a single impulsive choice could unravel everything I thought I knew about myself. It was a Tuesday, one of those long gray days where office lights glare too sharply, and the silence between keystrokes hums like guilt waiting to settle. My name's Claire, 33, marketing executive, married to Daniel for 7 years, steady, normal, faithful. Or at least that's what I believed. That morning felt ordinary. Daniel kissed my forehead before leaving for his construction site, leaving behind a faint trace of soap and coffee. "Dinner at 8, he said with a smile. I nodded, absorbed by the emails stacking up on my phone. I promised myself I'd make it up to him later, maybe order his favorite Thai food and talk about something other than work. But life rarely sticks to our neat little plans. Around noon, my boss, Nathan, called me into his office. He had that effortless charm that drew people in without effort, sharp jawline, perfectly rolled sleeves, the kind of confidence that fills a room even before a word is spoken. For months, he'd been praising my work, calling me his star, assigning projects others envied. I told myself it was all professional admiration, that I was imagining things. That day, he closed the blinds before I could sit. "You've been amazing lately, Claire," he said, leaning against his desk, arms crossed. "Honestly, the department wouldn't be half as good without you." Flattery like that is dangerous. It creeps in quietly, especially when you've been feeling invisible at home. Daniel had been distant lately. Work, stress, exhaustion, I told myself, but his goodnight kisses had become perfunctory, like checking a box. So when Nathan smiled that way, when his voice softened, I didn't pull back as quickly as I should have. He stepped closer, brushing a strand of hair from my shoulder. My heart raced, not with desire, but panic. "Nathan," I started, but my voice faltered. I froze, trapped between professional boundaries and human weakness. His hand lingered a fraction too long, and then the door opened. Daniel stood there, dirt still on his boots, eyes wide, but not shocked. He didn't yell. He didn't speak at first. He just looked at me, really looked like someone staring at a photo right before tearing it in half. "Nathan," he said finally, voice calm. "Give us a minute." Nathan stepped back immediately, stammering something about misunderstanding, then left, closing the door. The silence that followed was suffocating. I opened my mouth, but no sound came. My throat tightened, words stuck between explanation and denial. "It wasn't," I began. "I saw enough," Daniel said quietly. No anger, just exhaustion, the kind that comes from years of believing, hoping, trying. I reached for him, but he stepped back. "I didn't do anything, Daniel." "He crossed the line," he said, jaw tight. "Then why didn't you stop him?" I had no answer. Maybe because I'd grown addicted to attention, to feeling wanted again. Maybe because I thought no one would find out. He looked at me like he was memorizing the moment he stopped recognizing the woman he loved. Then he turned and left. Just like that. No dramatic exit, no slammed door. Only the soft sound of footsteps fading down the hall. I stood there trembling, the office spinning. My reflection in the glass looked foreign, lipstick smudged, eyes wide. A stranger trapped in her own collapse. That night, he didn't come home. His phone went straight to voicemail. I sat in the living room until dawn, staring at our wedding photo. Two people smiling, oblivious to the years ahead, to the slow decay of love no one warns you about. By sunrise, I knew something had shattered. Not just between us, but inside me. Once something cracks that deeply, it never fits the same again. The next morning, the house felt heavier than air. His truck wasn't in the driveway, and silence pressed against my chest like punishment. I tried calling again, straight to voicemail. I sent a text, short, clumsy. "Please, can we talk?" No reply. By noon, I was pacing, checking my phone constantly. I couldn't focus on work. Couldn't eat. I replayed that single moment in Nathan's office, Daniel's face as he walked in. I wanted to believe time could rewind, freeze before everything fell apart. But time moves only forward, and guilt never lets you breathe. By evening, I drove to his mother's house. Her expression said it all before I spoke. "He's here," she murmured, not looking up from the tea. But I don't think he's ready to see you. Please, Mrs. Jensen, I whispered. Just tell him I'm sorry. She nodded once. He knows, but sometimes sorry doesn't fix what trust destroys. I returned home, sat on the couch, staring at the clock. Hours blurred into days. Calls stopped. Texts never came back. The emptiness in the apartment felt alive, crawling into every corner he once filled. His jacket still hung by the door. His toothbrush waited by the sink. But he was gone in every way that mattered. Nathan avoided me at work after that. HR handled it quietly. He never touched me again, but office whispers were louder than words. I became that woman, the one who let her boss get too close, whose husband walked in. Every heel click in the hallway felt like judgment. 2 weeks later, a letter arrived. No name, just my address in his handwriting. My hands shook opening it. Claire, I don't know how to come back from what I saw. Maybe you didn't cross the line completely, but you stood close enough I can't unsee it. For years I worked to give us stability. I never needed perfection, just honesty. You used to look at me like I was enough. Somewhere along the way you stopped. Seeing you in that moment with him showed me I was loving a memory, not a person. I'm not angry, just done. Daniel. I read it over and over until the ink blurred through tears. No yelling, no dramatic closure, just finality written in calm, steady handwriting. That's what hurt most. In the weeks that followed, I stopped wearing my ring. Not by choice, but because each glint tightened my chest. The apartment became a museum of mistakes, his mug, anniversary photo, the indentation of his side of the bed. Some nights I imagined him out there, maybe renting a small place, maybe sleeping better without my voice echoing through walls. I wondered if he missed me. The good parts, the road trips, rainy Sundays, quiet comfort. Then I'd recall the exhaustion, disbelief in his eyes that day, and I'd know the truth. Some things you don't come back from. Months later, I returned to the office. Nathan had been transferred. A new manager arrived. I kept my head down, stopped wearing bright lipstick, stopped expecting attention. Sometimes I drove past Daniel's worksite just to glimpse his truck. I never called, never reached out. It felt like earned punishment, to see what I'd lost but never touch it again. One rainy afternoon, I saw him leaving a cafe with someone new. She laughed at something he said, hand brushing his arm. That same quiet smile he once gave me. I didn't cry. I didn't leave. I watched until he turned the corner, disappeared. The ache in my chest wasn't anger. It was relief. He found something whole again, even if not with me. At home, I looked in the mirror at a red light and whispered, "You did this." Not self-hate, but truth. Accepting blame is the first step toward forgiveness, even if only forgiving yourself. That night, I deleted every old photo, text reminder. I made tea, watched rain hit the glass. Some mistakes become lessons. Some lessons leave scars. And some scars never fade, they just stop hurting after a while.